In this video, I'm going to be going over the last two drawings in your setting up AutoCAD document. So on this 12th and 13th drawing, this 12th one is very similar to number 5 on the document. So let's get to it. All right, so it starts off with two squares again. So what we can do is grab our rectangle tool. It says that the square is 4 by 4 inches. What we can do is we can do an offset, and it says that the thickness of those lines are 0.5 inches. So we'll bring those on the inside. We can very easily highlight it, copy and paste, and then we have our second one. We can highlight it, we can rotate it, we can choose this as our base point, and we can say, yeah, I want to turn this. Oh, I said 90. Let's do rotate at a 45. 45. There we are. And so now what we can do is we can just move this. So we can say I want to move this from the center point to the center point, and there we go. Very similar to this one from number 5 is now we have to trim. So again, as we start to look at this, again, this can very easily play tricks on your eyes. So again, if you need to pull up the drawing again, like, okay, so right here, like we cut the horizontal lines right there, and we kept the diagonal lines. So as we go here, we need to cut the horizontal lines right there, okay? If we cut the horizontal lines, we need to cut the diagonal lines, and we can just continue that alternating all the way down. So now we need to cut the vertical, which means we need to cut the diagonal lines right here. Okay, we can cut the horizontal lines right there, which means we need to cut the diagonal lines right here. Cut the vertical lines right here. And then we can cut the diagonal lines right there. Okay, so now we have this shape. Next, what we can do is we can grab our circle tool. We can find that center point right here. If I can get this to lock on. If you cannot find the center point, we can very easily make our center point, and then we can get rid of these lines. So again, right here to here. And then what we can do is grab our circle. We've made our own, and then we can connect it right there. Now what we can do is we can click on these lines. We can get those out of the way. We now have completed drawing number 12. Onto our final drawing here. So let's go back to our sheet. We have a 2-inch diameter circle and a 1-inch diameter circle on the inside of that. What we can do is let's grab our diameter circle. We have a 2-inch diameter circle. We have a 1-inch diameter circle. Okay, and then what we can do is we want to polar array both of these, but we want to do it from the bottom point of the circle. 6 of them looks good. We can close the array. What we could do just to speed up this process is, again, I'm going to just kind of pan this into the screen right here. We could like go through and we could trim everything, or what we could do is, since we did polar array this, we got to explode this first before we do any trimming. But what we could do is we could kind of just clear out anything that we don't need from like the first 2 circles. So like all of this we could just get rid of. And so now as I'm looking at this, if we look back at this drawing, we can kind of just trim these 2 and then polar array the rest of them. Okay, so again, let's try that. Let's see what that looks like. So if I just kind of clean these 2 shapes up right here, and then we can do all of this right there. Oh, I did get rid of one of them. There we go. Let me grab my trim tool again. This is playing tricks on my eyes. We have that. That looks good. I think we need to get rid of this one. Yep. And then we can get rid of all of this right there and get rid of these, I believe. And then, oh, actually we need to keep, I think I got rid of one I wasn't supposed to. Let's see. Yeah, I got rid of this one. Can we add that back in really quick? Let's grab that center point again. There we go. Let's trim this one again. So again, maybe it was just easier to do it all at once and just go trim, trim, trim. But what I was trying to show is now that you've made at least 2 correct ones, you could highlight all of this. You could say circular pattern. Highlight all of them. Circular. That looks good. Polar array that. And then again, we can leave that. That's fine. But now we have all of them as one. So maybe it is easier to go through and trim. Again, when you look at these drawings and you see all these different lines, especially with some of these that we've done before, it can definitely play tricks on your eyes. But this is how you would do the final number 12 and number 13 of your setting up AutoCAD.